Jordan Spieth's already been the best performer on the U.S. Presidents Cup team this week. On Sunday, he won his first ever singles match, which got him off to a good start. He had a record of 0-6-1 in singles play in both the Presidents Cup and the Ryder Cup before Sunday's singles at Quail Hollow. In this video, we'll talk about how he managed to get his first singles win. First off, what went down at the match? Spieth was nervous before his match with Australian Cameron Davis because he really wanted to end his recent string of losses. Davis was ahead early, but Spieth won 5 holes in a row around the turn to turn the match around and cruise to a 4-3 win. This was the most one-sided of the 12 singles matches. The Americans won by a score of 17-12 to 12-12. After winning 4 times with Justin Thomas in partner play, Spieth became just the 6th player in the history of the Presidents Cup to go 5-0 for the week. He was the 4th American to do that, and the first since Jim Furyk in 2011. Mark O'Meara and Tiger Woods both had perfect records in the Presidents Cup in a single year. The internationals showed that they were ready to fight, but they've got nothing to show for it. That stays in the hands of the U.S. team, which beat Europe by the most points ever in the Ryder Cup last year. Max Homa came back from being 3 down to win 4 holes in a row. He then held off Tom Kim for a 1-up win, which gave Homa a perfect 4-0 week in his first Presidents Cup. The game was over when Xander Schauffele made a 6-foot par putt on the 18th hole to beat Corey Connors by 1 point. That cut short an hour-long party to just wait for the result. Up next, how does he feel about this win? He made putts from all over Quail Hollow to beat Cameron Davis 4-3. This kept the internationals from getting an early lead since they needed their best Sunday singles performance. In the singles match, Spieth made a par putt from 27 feet away on the par 5 7th hole to stay even with the rookie Aussie, who had taken the lead with a par on the 8th hole and then bogeyed the 9th hole. That gave Spieth momentum going into the back 9. On the back 9, he birdied holes 11, 12, and 13 to win those holes and take a commanding lead he didn't give up. Spieth has won 3 majors and was once the best golfer in the world. He first got on U.S. teams when he was 20, but he had never won a singles match. In the Presidents Cup, he went 0-3, and in the Ryder Cup, he went 0-3-1. Then after 2 holes, he was 2 strokes behind, but after that, he turned things around in a big way. Spieth said, "I was more nervous than I should have been because I really wanted to get that monkey off my back. They're looking for red on the board if you leave early on a Sunday, and it feels good to provide it." Followed by Spieth's golf career. Jordan Spieth's rise in golf's been a straight line, from being the best junior golfer to becoming one of the best pros and building a record of accomplishments that most people won't reach in a lifetime. In his first year on the PGA Tour, when he was 16, he tied for 16th. When he was 20, he won his first tournament on the PGA Tour. When he was 21, he won the Masters and the U.S. Open. When he was 23, he won the Open Championship. He only needs to win the PGA Championship to join Bobby Jones, Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods as the only golfers to win all 4 majors over the course of their careers. Few golfers in history have had such a big impact in such a short amount of time. His junior career was a sign of what was to come in his professional career. He won the U.S. Junior Amateur twice, making him the only other person to do so besides Woods. He was also the best junior golfer in the United States in 2011. Moving on to Spieth's weaker moments. Even though Spieth has won a lot of tournaments, he was thought to be a weak closer until 2014. That was when Spieth won the Australian Open in Sydney. He won by 6 shots after shooting a final round 63. Spieth says that this helped him learn how to win and gave him the confidence he needed to win the 2015 Masters and U.S. Open just a few months later. The next time Spieth won the Australian Open was in 2016. This was before he won the championship at Royal Birkdale in 2017. Finally, how did the other singles matches go? The match between Siwoo Kim and Justin Thomas was rough. Thomas was in front for most of the race, and he finished 2 up, but Kim birdied numbers 10 and 11 from 20 and 11 feet respectively to tie the game. A few holes later, Thomas was back to 1 up, but Kim made his putt from within 3 feet to tie hole 13. This made Thomas angry, and he rolled in par to show it. Kim won the next hole with a par, and after matching Thomas's par at number 15, he quieted the crowd. Kim and Thomas tied for the 16th and 17th holes. Thomas won the 17th hole after he hit his approach shot to 3 feet. It looked like the two would play to a tie, but Kim birdied the par 4 18th hole from 10 feet, while Thomas missed from 9 feet and dropped to 17, 5, and 3 in Cup matches. Kim's 3rd point of the week was earned. Now, for some other related news you might have missed out on. Starting off with, is Greg Norman had some things to say in a secret meeting. Everyone knows he's in charge of the controversial LIV Golf Tour, which is backed by Saudi Arabia. On Sunday, after he met with a group of House Republicans behind closed doors on Capitol Hill, some conservatives said they didn't like him. Norman went to Washington as part of a public relations campaign to convince lawmakers of the benefits of the PGA Tour's new rival. During a meeting at the Republican Study Committee, he was also asked about how Saudi Arabia was helping to pay for his league. LIV Golf's backed by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is a sovereign wealth fund run by Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. They've also promised to give out $250 million in total prize money. Representative Chip Roy, a Republican from Texas, said he didn't hold back when Norman told him the goal of his tour's competition. Roy called his claim nonsense, but he said he'd be happy to sit down with Norman and talk about it further. LIV Golf has spent a lot of money to get top PGA Tour players to join its league. According to reports, the new league has offered people 9 figures just to join and huge prizes for the winners of its tournaments. Early in August, Norman confirmed on Fox News that Tiger Woods turned down an offer to join LIV Golf that was worth between $700 and $800 million. Let's talk about Phil Mickelson and other players pulling out of the lawsuit. Phil Mickelson, who's the leader of the PGA Tour players in the rival LIV Golf Series, and 3 other players have asked a federal judge to take their names off the antitrust lawsuit against the PGA Tour. Taylor Gooch, Hudson Swafford, and Ian Poulter each filed on their own to have their names taken off the list. Only Bryson DeChambeau, Peter Uihlein, Matt Jones, and LIV Golf, which is funded by Saudi Arabia, are now plaintiffs in the lawsuit that was filed in early August. U.S. District Judge Beth Labson-Freeman also gave LIV Golf a setback in court when she denied a temporary restraining order that would have let LIV Golf players play in the PGA Tour's lucrative postseason. Mickelson's been one of Greg Norman's and LIV Golf's best recruiters. Lastly, why do PGA Tour players want to join LIV? This time, an insider at LIV Golf has told us the real reason why interested PGA Tour players are waiting until 2023 to join the Saudi-backed circuit. At its last tournament, which Cameron Smith won in Chicago, LIV Golf didn't announce any new signings, and it seems unlikely that any will be made before its 6th event in Bangkok in 2 weeks. Even though we've heard a very strong rumor that LIV Golf CEO Greg Norman's about to sign a Presidents Cup player, the PGA Tour made a lot of big changes before the start of the new season, including 4 key changes that go a long way toward rewarding its best players. But there's one big reason why the golf transfer window's been a bit quiet lately. It's got to do with problems that LIV Golf and the official World Golf Ranking System have had for a long time. Back in June, Norman told Australian Golf Digest that the rumors are true and that agents of several world top 40 players have been showing interest in joining the LIV Golf Tour. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of Spieth's performance? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.